Please start filming. Start filming now, please.
The plea of a very frightened woman. We are the first help to arrive, and she believes our presence with a camera will protect her.
No, don't leave, please.
But we're not leaving here. Please come as soon as possible now, because I'm afraid that otherwise we...
Robert Serry doesn't finish that sentence, what the consequences might be. The most senior diplomat to have visited the Crimea since this crisis began is holed up in a coffee shop, phoning repeatedly for help. Outside is an angry mob of pro-Russian demonstrators, some in paramilitary uniforms, some armed. There's not a policeman or security guard in sight. As we waited for rescue, he told me what had happened as he left a meeting at the Navy headquarters.
And when I left, my car was blocked. And somebody who did not identify himself was telling me that he had orders to bring me immediately to the airport. I refused. I sat in the car. There was a kind of a standoff. At some point, these people actually took the driver out, put another driver in, tried to put other people in the car. I managed to get outside of the car, and I walked, and I found this cafe, and since then I'm here.
Most worrying, his assistant, Ruth Segalis, said the armed man who got into their car was dressed exactly like one of the recently arrived Russian soldiers.
One of those gentlemen with no insignia on that came in our car with a gun.
Or was it with a gun?
Yes, I saw his gun, and he came in and...
I didn't even see that.
He was one of the people that, are not able to be identified.
As the minutes ticked by without rescue, the pressure began to tell.
Well, waiting for this to find a resolution in one way or the other. Yeah. Appreciate you being here.
Well, we will wait with you.
Oh my God, Mr. Serry, the DSG at his noon briefing said that we were only threatened and back at our hotel safe.
No.
Far from safe and never going to make it back to the hotel, when local officials arrived with an escort out of the cafe, it was on the understanding they were now to go straight to the airport. As we were bundled out, the visceral hatred of the mob outside was all too clear. Russia, Russia, they screamed. And even when they were safely in the car, the crowd still blocked them, shouting this time, "The Crimea is Russian." So an hour or so after first being forced into this coffee shop, it does now look as if there are enough police here to get Robert Serry, the UN representative, away and to the airport and to safety. Once in the sanctuary of the departure lounge, he was able to reflect more calmly on what he had been through.
I think this incident is just an example of how serious the situation has become. And my hope is that everybody will realize that the situation, that it is very urgent now to find a way to de-escalate the tensions here.
Outside the airport lounge, embarrassed local police and officials tried to move the press away. But the reality of mob rule on the streets of Crimea has been shown to the world. Right now, the work of any diplomat here is nigh on impossible. James Mates, ITV News, Crimea.